Hello everyone, my name is Jonaria Ahumuza and I'm glad to be part of Lifting Lives Foundation. I read a while ago on someone's WhatsApp profile that she is about God, goals, growing and glowing. Well, for those of us who do not know what Lifting Lives Foundation is all about, well, it is about God's goals, growing and glowing. So for this week, we are going to be talking about the biblical reasons for charity. And I want to give us only one reason, which is freely we have received every good thing from God, and so freely we should give. Jesus in Matthew chapter 10 verse 8 tells his disciples that freely they have received from him, and so freely they should give out to others. And this also brings me to a story of a certain prisoner in a prison cell. So a new prisoner comes into a prison cell, but he sneaks into the prison with a bowl of sugar. And he asks the prisoners when he gets there, he asks them, who of all of you needs this sugar more than others? And all the prisoners pointed to one man in the prison who had been sick for a very long time. So they put the sugar on his bed. But when he received the sugar, he felt like the prisoner next bed needed the sugar more than him, because they had all spent a long time in the prison, and so everyone was yearning to taste sugar at least. So he puts it on the bed of the next prisoner. And when the next prisoner comes and finds the bowl of sugar on his bed, he also puts it on the bed of the next prisoner. And then this prisoner continues to tell the story and says that this bowl of sugar moved in the whole prison for 2 years, and the bowl of sugar came back to his bed with no grain of sugar touched. That is the best kind of humanity, of charity, that I've ever heard about. Feeling that someone next to you needs something that you actually love more than you, and being able to go an extra mile and give it to that person. So freely that sick prisoner received the sugar, and freely he also gave it to the next prisoner. I learned another lesson from this particular story, that we do not need $100 million to give to someone else. We simply need a heart that is full of love. And we have been taught to give out things that we do not need. Most of the times we give out things that are no longer of value to us. But I challenge us today to learn to not only give out things that we want, but actually things that we really need a lot, things that we love. I challenge us today that as we give out those old clothes that we no longer need, let us get 3 out of those that we bought yesterday in a shopping mall. Because that is what charity is all about. It is not just about giving the excess, it is actually giving what you really need. St. Paul in 1 Corinthians chapter 13 says that you may give everything you have to the poor. You may give out your whole body to be burnt in fire for them. But if you do not have love, all that is nothing. So, yes, you may give out to the poor and may actually give them what they did not need. But I think that it is good to do something here on earth that is good for the people, but also do something that actually pleases God. So it is not enough to just give. Let us give things that we actually love. Let us not only give things that are not of value to us, but also to learn to give things that we actually love, that we actually need, to other people that need them. Jesus in Matthew chapter 5, verse 38 to 42 tells his disciples that when someone slaps you on one cheek, turn the other for him to slap also. When someone compels you to go a mile with him, go an extra mile with him. When someone takes you to court to see you and he wants your tunic, give him your cloak too. And for me, I draw all this to charity. That let us give more than actually what they have asked us for. Let us give in a way that will hurt us also. You may have 20,000 and someone is in need of something. Well, it would not hurt you to give 500 shillings, right? It wouldn't hurt you so much. But can you go an extra mile and give that person 10,000 and remain with 10,000 too? That is what we call going an extra mile. Going beyond what the normal, ordinary person would do. Doing the extraordinary. Adding that extra on the ordinary. Moving an extra mile with that person. And that also continues to bring me to a point of saying that charity is really not easy. Most of the times we think that charity is something that is so easy to do, but it is not easy. Well, for some people it may look easy, but it is actually not, because charity without love is not charity. And so we cannot really be able to give out fully and truly with a heart that is so full of love if we do not have the grace of God with us. So, as we give out other people, let us ask God, let us ask Jesus to give us the grace to fill us with his love so that we are able to give out to other people with a heart that is full of love, so that we are able to give out not just because we have so much, not just because we have excess, but because we actually love those people. And then there is also another aspect of charity, which is in Matthew chapter 6, verse 1 to the very last in that particular teaching. When Jesus says that when you give to someone, do it in such a way that your closest friend will not know about it. When your right hand gives something, do it in such a way that your left hand will not know what you've given. So, this whole thing of giving out to others, and we go around telling so many other people how we are charitable, how we are doing good things for others, that does not please God. Jesus continues to say, do things in private, so that your Father in heaven who sees what you do in private will bless you. So, let us learn to give to others in such a way that what we give with our left hand, our right hand will not be able to know about it. This also brings me to a story in conclusion of a boy who was walking with a priest, and they were having a very beautiful conversation. And the priest asked the boy, do you believe in Jesus? The boy said no. The priest asked why? And the boy said, because Jesus is not God. And the priest asked, why do you think Jesus is not God? He told him that because as God was creating creatures, he created them to create others. When God created elephants, he made them in such a way that they're able to reproduce and create other elephants. When God created humans, he made it in such a way that humans are able to reproduce and produce other humans. And he continued to say that, but this Jesus, he has not made any other Jesus like himself. When I read in the Bible, all the things that he does are so good. Why is it that I never see anyone in the world who looks like him? And so, the question today is, are you Jesus? Are you walking in the footsteps of Jesus? When someone sees how you live, how you walk, how you talk, how you act, can they be able to say that Jesus created someone like himself? So that is a challenge today. To act in such a way, to live in such a way, to love in such a way, that when such a boy meets us on our way, he'll be able to say something like, well, I think I met Jesus today. And because I met him, he is good. So, as we live, as we give out, as we are charitable, let us give out with hearts that are full of love. Because it is not just about giving out. It is actually about giving out in a way that will please God. Because whatever pleases God will automatically please your neighbor who is in need. And as we do that, I think and really pray that we shall be about God's goals growing and glowing. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being part of Lifting Lives Foundation. Please subscribe, please like, and please comment. Everyone's comment is equally important to us. Thank you very much.